italics, right after that, Deb, what's it say? Deb, I'm not going to have you say because you already had to read for Dr. Buffalino. Karen, right underneath.
Starting with the term?
Yep, right underneath the strategic activities in the middle.
Okay. The term refers to electrical impulses that race around the neural networks as we read.
When I
See,
read
I'm
before that,
confused.
the
What
fast,
page do you want? 103.
the fast,
Okay, thank you.
fast brain work. What is some of the fast brain work you can see when they're reading? We said processing is what's going on in their head, but we make assumptions about them or theories about them as readers based on what we can see. And those strategic activities are some of the things we can see. What are some of those strategic activities we see?
So maybe like substitutions?
Or multiple tense.
Directional movement.
Okay. I'm going to list some of these because we're going to come back to this.
Would rereading be one? That's not really that quick.
It is. Rereading could be one. Directionality. What were some of the ones you said?
1-to-1.
Those are some of the early ones. Directionality, 1-to-1.
Locating the word in text, like they go in and point to the word that they're stuck on.
Self-monitoring.
Self-monitoring is a big one because it's not just one behavior. It could be lots of different things to let you know that they're monitoring. What are some of the things that you do to let you know they're monitoring?
They realize it doesn't make sense when they're reading and they go back and they fix.
So rereading, we have up there self-correcting.
Right.
Cross-checking to see whether, you notice whether they're looking at the pictures for help or trying the words letter by letter.
Would searching go up there?
We talked last time quite a bit about cross-checking. We've talked before about self-monitoring. I don't know how much searching we've talked about. Where would you find searching at your book? On 111, searching.
Who said that? Julia? Oh, I'm giving brownie pop. No.
What is searching?
Searching for speeders and going through red lights. Your husband's a cop?
He is.
Damn cop.
I say that all the time.
All right. Thank you. Get it over it. What was the question again?
What
I
is
took him off
searching?
task. Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think of it as using something they already know to help them connecting, having them find something that they already know to help them connect to something they're not sure about, or I don't know.
Okay. So the part that they already know, does it have to be visual?
No.
No.
And I think that's, when you hear, or when I hear searching, I'm thinking about what you're doing with your eyes, but it doesn't have to be visual. It says right under searching to develop the child's abilities to search for all types of information, use the following set of questions, and then some of those questions don't have anything to do with the visual. The first one they put out there is for syntax. You said, can we say it that way? Or you said, does it make sense?
See, I think these are confusing. I think a lot of these are monitoring, don't you think? Can we say it that way? Doesn't that make you think it's like yes or no question? I don't know. I think these are confusing, aren't they? You said. What do you think, Julia? You said, can we say it that way?
Well, when you said that, I was kind of thinking, what is the difference between searching
Yeah,
and monitoring?
yeah.
And then you said that. And,
I know. See, I think it's confusing.
Well, let's take a peek back at monitoring on 108.
I guess it looks like monitoring is more of a, you're making more of a statement as opposed to a question. I mean, there are questions in the middle of the page. Was that okay? Why did you stop? What did you notice?
Mhm.
But to me, that looks like the bigger difference. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because some of the questions on page 109 say, does it look right and sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But on 111 it says, can we say it that way?
What's the difference?
Yeah. See, I think the real searching prompts are down below. Try that again and think what would make sense. Try that again. That to me is searching.
And I have circled think
Think, we're on,
on
okay.
page 111 for
Oh,
the three
yeah.
prompts towards the middle. Try that again and think what
Think
would
what
make
would make
sense. Think
sense.
what would sound right.
Mm.
I think that's a key word there that you want them to be
For
thinking.
the searching.
Mm. That's a good point. So do you want to revise what you said or state it again?
Well,
I'm thinking about what
Yeah.
you said.
yeah, well, I'm thinking back to the very beginning of chapter 10 when it said that everything that, okay,
Yeah, they can wait.
that everything that they know and that they do, they're connecting to something that they've already experienced or that they already know. So it seems like in searching, it's something there's already something for it to attach to that they know, and you're asking them to try to find it and make that connection. That's what and I think that's where the thinking comes in, because you have to recall what you already know in order to figure out what you're having trouble with.
Or
what you
self-monitoring,
don't
maybe you're
understand.
drawing their attention.
Yeah, it's
more
almost like
to
a
something.
scaffolding. I feel like this is more, you're telling them what to do to try to figure it out, where this is more, what do you already know that's gonna help you figure it out?
To
I
a
don't
higher
know.
level.
So the monitoring is more what they're noticing.
No, that's
I
not what
don't-
she said. No.
Almost you're reminding them what they need to do to figure it out and scaffolding it for them when they're monitoring, and this seems, when they're searching, more that you're trying to help them make connections with what they already know.
Corey, what do you think of that? What she just said.
I agree, because I mean, if even with the prompts that you're using early on for the monitoring, you're telling them, okay, go back 0.1 to 1. So they're doing it, and they're getting how they're starting to monitor. So as they move forward, that they're doing it more and searching for information themselves. They may not actually be pointing 1 to 1 in the book, but they're thinking, even going back and thinking with the things that they need to do to monitor, they're using those to just try and gather more information to help them check the information that they're trying to get.
No. No. Because see, in the part of 1.8, checking on oneself, it's not at all about figuring out anything.
Well, I'm
Right?
saying that this goes into, like, this is the beginning of that they're checking
Okay.
themselves, and then here they know that information, that they don't have to do that they can just search and gather the information.
So
that
you're
they
saying
need
gathered
it.
from their minds? What do you guys think over here?
Not just
No, where else?
from,
Where
well,
they-
I'm not saying just from their minds, but it might be in the text or in the pictures.
Okay.
They're gathering that information
Okay.
that is needed.
This side. Carrie's looking down, so we gotta call on her.
No, well, actually, because we were just talking about searching less the last
Yeah,
time we met, and
yeah.
that's kind of like the definition I thought that we were discussing for searching, that we were using something that you knew to connect with something that we were trying to figure out, that the student was trying to figure out.
Something you know to try and figure out. Karen, you were gonna talk. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, not only, what they know, but like what they've experienced, like everything that they have within them has to try to connect to. It's not just
Okay.
visual or what they've already read.
Jackie, say your way again. It's interesting. It's a different way to think about it. No, it's interesting.
I
No,
wrote
say
down
it
right
again.
there.
Do you want me to? I can read it. I just think these almost feel more like giving directions or scaffolding and telling them how to deal with something they don't understand or that they don't know. Where
What
this
is? What is?
the
Monitoring?
monitoring.
How, say it again, how
They, just the way it says, point under each one and look at the picture. Like you're telling them what to do to try to solve the problem. Where these are more,
So
think
like
about
what-
what you already know.
So it says like, what's wrong with that? Or
Right.
what's-
Think
so
about
they're
what
having to
they have
think
to
it
go
didn't
in
match.
and access what they already have here in order to do what you're asking them to do.
I think part.
Right, exactly.
So then justify on page 108, what did you notice? Justify those prompts to me, to what you said. And help me, I'm trying to think
Oh,
differently
I thought it was
about
interesting when Jackie said that because I hadn't thought of it that way. But when you said that, I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. But yet, if like I was thinking of the flip side of it too, which I was kind of like trying to like question myself because I was just kind of thinking. To me, at first, before Jackie said that, and I was like, oh, it almost seemed like you would have to be searching to self-monitor. Like, how could you read something and then think, oh, wait, that's not right, or that doesn't sound right, or look right, or whatever, if you weren't searching at that time for information? I don't know.
What was it? Oh, okay. Okay.
So I was just questioning, would they have
interesting.
to be searching
To monitor. What do you
at times to be able to self-monitor?
Let's write an error on the board. Maybe if I see an error.
think-
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. And I feel like as I'm reading this, I see gray areas
Oh,
where
yeah.
where
Where's a marker?
where the prompts kind of
In my book, right here.
Yes.
No, I don't know that
No.
you'd have to be searching to self-monitor though, because I think when you're self-monitoring, you're fixing. I think when you're searching, you're trying to fix. Like,
Well, you
like
don't
you know
always-
something's not right, and you're trying lots of different things. Or if you're to me, self-monitoring means that you realize something is wrong and you're correcting it.
We don't always
No?
have to
No.
correct.
No.
Because a self-monitor doesn't have to mean a self-correct. It could just be stopping in an unknown word.
Because
you
There is no
trying to-
fixing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. There is. That's why. I
different.
was-
You know what?
Okay.
Yeah. There is no fixing with monitoring. I'm sorry. I had to
No,
jump
that's
in
okay.
because
No.
I'm so. You guys.
It just-
I realize we're confused. Okay.
The self-correcting is when they do obviously self-correct. Monitoring could be stopping at the unknown word and just stopping, recognizing that they don't know what's going to come next. It could be an appeal. It could be a reread.
I have written down from another class, self-monitoring means to fix, and cross-checking means they're checking what they say. So did I write that
Just the
wrong?
opposite. Yeah.
That's what
Does
I have
anybody
too.
else have that?
I
Did
have
I
that
write it
too.
backwards?
Cross-checking, getting them to check. what they
Cross-checking. We're talking about monitoring.
I have self-monitoring, I wrote fix on page 108 from another class. So what should I be thinking? What's my change then? Because that's how I was looking at it.
Monitoring,
Well, let them tell.
well, I was just gonna say monitoring can be a lot of different
Let them
things. What
tell.
do you think it can be? I would know what they think it can be.
It can be, like you said, hesitating, shaking the head, saying, no, that's not right, stopping, or reading correctly, can it? Can't monitoring be also reading correctly?
Gold star.
Morning. Our observers from Cambridge are
They're
here.
early, so.
Just have them sit tight.
Thank
Yep.
you.
It can be correct reading. What else could it be?
That was a good list. You repeat your list?